confused with Louvre's picks. Argus?
Oh gosh, they have picked Argus multiple times throughout MPL already. I believe they've only had one success with Argus. High loss. I agree with Argus. Super big question mark. I wish I had like the paper that has this huge question mark that comes up to my head because I
think
confused.
The trick right here is for Argus. I was just playing Ruby the other day, and there were a few of us, you know, the heroes that jumps around a lot with Gosen, and then we had Lancelot, and then it just felt like, you know, a lot of baby cockroaches boing 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 boing. Like I don't even know where to go.
And then Alpha?
I mean, they do need a tank, right? I mean, Ruby, semi-tank. Alpha, after the boost, he's really tanky. I would say he's actually on par as Hilda.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Interesting to see whether they do build him up in the end. We do have the Petrify that is coming out. So there's two Petrifies on both sides. That's there. It has come to that time, Peach. Let us, you know, look into your great powers of prediction. So far, you've been really on point in this cast out there. So, what do you think?
I think Louvre's lineup is pretty strong. It's quite solid, provided
strong enough
that
to win.
I'm quite 50-50 because I don't know what's, you know, how their performance like is on Hellcat. They have the mobility. And Alice is crazy. She's really good in harassing and all that, you know. And we have Fanny.
I need your prediction now. Come on, Peach, give it to me.
Mystic Burden.
All right, she's gonna go with Mystic Burden, and I am as well. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how this Hellcat is gonna turn out. It's a little bit too much of a risk for me. There are more so than I would prefer. But Louvre on the blue side and red side is gonna be Mystic Burden. The turtle is gonna be spawning on the bottom side this time around.
I think they're gonna go try for a first split. Very aggressive right here. I would expect Natalia to be harassing Kagura a lot, and probably Hellcat countering, I don't know, maybe Alice, say, because she's tanky. So we have pretty much 3 semi-tanks. We have Alpha, we have Ruby, and Alice. But remind me, correct me if I'm wrong, I remember there was this insane Alice play.
There was a good Alice play in some of the earlier weeks that were there, primarily from the single team. Oh!
Like here,
very close to being taken down already, KYZ.
Okay, I think Louvre is in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
They are very, very aggressive.
Oop, but in already in the end, they're hoping for finally in the end, Hangwas does manage to escape. Nope, they don't want to continue up as well.
No first blood. I think Akai probably tried to hit Fanny.
It tried to. Oh no, but the return does come out, and Natalia is waiting back in the fray there as well. Unfortunately, we're not quite being able to come in. We need to return the damage back up top, that 2v2. The first blood does come out, so we are going to see the Alpha does get the kill in the end. Kagura trying to do the best on Sky Wee there, but not quite enough to get a kill in the end. Hellcat will manage to escape out, but this is not boding so well for them. It looks like there's going to be more damage. Zorn goes all the way in, does take a turret shot, does not find the base to that steel cable.
I think Louvre is a little bit all over the place right now. You know, I know it's a bit difficult to manage. You know, having Fanny is a headache enough. You know, and they have Natalia. You can't really predict where she is, and if you put both of them together, it's just a massive migraine. So Louvre is having a really hard time trying to cover up lanes after lanes after lanes. And I'm just really surprised that no one is going for Turtle yet. It's been out for a while now.
I don't think so. This is one of those games that you're going to go for early Turtle, because seeing of how last game was, it could be a huge swing to either sides of the favor. And based on the fact that all the small skirmishes have been taking place, it's not exactly inspiring confidence for many teams. They would definitely try to go for a kill first before we're going to see that. Oh, the kill, the lockback does come through. Zorn has a little bit of trouble, but unfortunately Akai does not quite manage to find the angle to trap him.
Hylos is just waiting at the corner for Natalia. There was nothing there.
So now with Louvre getting this kill, it looks like they will go in for the turtle take. So it's going to be a little bit safer for them. That's definitely back up top here. They could potentially lose out this turret. Ruby doing a very good job of pushing them away. So they get turtle, but they lose top tower.
Oh, Alice in a beautiful skin, and they try something.
Still a 2v3. Alice might potentially be going down right now. Last bit in the end. No, will manage to escape out in the end. Natalia takes out the turret at mid. Mystic Burden is trampling them on multiple lanes. And we see Zon here proxying the bottom as well.
And Natalia just takes Argus out just like that. The backup is really good. Hellcat, still a questionable choice. What do you think?
Questionable? Yes, 100% questionable. I think that's the only reason why I did not specifically pick them. I mean, if Hellcat had been changed to Zarsk, for instance, I think that might stand a better, stronger chance because you are looking to fight within a specific area and zone. That's there. But we shall see how well the Hellcat plays out in the end because it's still relatively early and they can definitely come back from this.
Yeah, definitely. I like how Alice and Ruby, they're just always going together everywhere.
I think that needs to be the case here because, I mean, if Ruby plays really well, that can detect the pace of the game and create this huge zone away. And as well as with Alice that's there, you know, the moment you walk in a little bit too far, Ruby pulls you back, Alice locks you down, and all the damage that does come through in the end. Mystic Burden is happily pushing the towers over here, and we are seeing Louvre as she just bounce between lanes, not necessarily taking any objectives. Specifically, back up top, 3 members there will get the top turret in the end, so they do trade bottom for top. But can they stop the aggression? Up top, the damage is still being happened. Fanny gets 2 kills that's there, so Mystic Burden wipes away 3 members back up top. So with that, the swing still goes into the favor of Mystic Burden.
Yes.
1,000 in the lead now.
Ooh, that's a bit worrying for Luke.
It is.
I mean, Hellcat is great in terms of catching supports. Counter Alice, I don't think it's a very good choice, but it's still doable because
I think it's still doable. That's there. It's going to come down very heavily to the execution.
Yeah.
And so far we aren't seeing, you know, like the sneaky side movements from Hellcat. If you want to see that really happening, it's also why Ruby is, you know, bodyguard for Alice. That's there.
Akai and Hylos together. Also, I guess they're just trying to stop all the damage that they're gonna get from Mystic Burden to buy time for, say, like Hellcat, Kagura to do the damage.
But at the same time, if you're waiting for that to happen, you are seeing like Fanny and Natalia just, you know, epically grow as well. Like right now, you see nobody's stopping Fanny back up top. You only see, you know, Argus being sent. That's there, which means Mystic Burden is happily allowing, you know, individual members to get up to that level. We are seeing that, you know, level 11 now on Fanny, and the next closest person is still 10, which is Kagura.
That's
very, very close eye on both sides. It looks like the game has slightly slowed down in terms of pacing because the towers, the outer turrets have gone down, and so it's a little bit more difficult to crack the next level that's there. But you are seeing that Mystic Burden is applying pressure on all 3 lanes, and Louvre is finding difficulty in being able to break out of it. They can capitalize on multiple members and gank a specific lane. It looks like they are trying to go onto Zon, but that is potentially the slipperiest member. He goes all the way back in and still goes in for the more Hellcat. Does jump away out. The silence does come through, and this is Ring Around the Rosie. Zon happily dancing around them. My word.
I'm surprised that the top lane hasn't gotten any kill yet. The fact that Fanny was able to hold off 2 members for such a long time, and Akai is just gonna go in and try to help out. My prediction, no one's gonna die from this, and Fanny's probably gonna take off
Zon
this.
missing that little cable. Sorry to cut you off there. Still trying to go in there. Hellcat needs to back away from this. Hellcat is popped. My god.
Natalia is
That instant burst out. We are gonna see being tatted out there. Hylos does launch his ultimate. Will it be enough? There's 1 kill. That's Alpha getting the kill. Akai trying to separate them off, but not enough damage. Simply that's there. That's both of the tanks that's going to be launched out there. Fanny's pushing the bottom as well. Fanny will potentially get it all out. No. Hylos is there in the end, still being blocked out. Will manage to escape away. Argus is now here. Argus wants some does not find the right prediction of movement, and Mystic Burden says, it's okay, we'll take Lord.
Okay, let's go, do this. And Fanny, you know, with Lord around, I'm pretty sure they can go like, they can push 3 lanes or very strongly 2 lanes and get one, and then...
And this is going to be another kill that's there. The ultimate does go down and immediately stop attacking him.
This is like deja vu.
It is like deja vu, it's exactly the same area. In the end, hopefully they do get the final kill in the end. Will Alpha be able to survive this? It looks like he will be able to. Natalia is there as well. Argus ends that kill, so he will get in the end, but oh my gosh.
I mean, Akai was the perfect counter for Fanny, and just so happened, you know, Fanny couldn't go anywhere.
I mean, this is definitely a good attempt. We are seeing that the next wave is there, so they can take the bottom turret as well, and they should, because there's just free goal waiting for them to be taking it. But Akai, with Akai and Helkut with there, they should be able to get the bottom turret. Kills! Very close. 8 to 9. The goal lead is hovering around that 2,000 mark, and that should be decreasing even further with that in mind. So turret now does go down in the end, but they need to escape out from this. If they are not, this might serve it. And Akai jumps across. Hylos makes his appearance in the end. It is now 3 on 3. Alice opens up her ultimate away, and back away Helkut goes. It looks like Hylos will be the sacrificial lamb this time around, or the sacrificial Minotaur. I must say, he does survive quite a bit in the end, but this is not really good for Louvre.
At all, and it's a bit worrying. They were doing okay, and I guess they need to make a lot of space for Helkut to actually deal the damage. And Natalia is just happily going around dealing damage with Fanny. It's just unstoppable. Look
I
at
mean,
it.
Zon is showing like a masterclass in how to execute it. And oop, does get pushed back in the end. Helkut does come out with the damage in the end, but will it be enough to continue the onslaught? Fanny still being so active and such a strong persuasive force within team fights. 10 to 12, and that goal lead still very close. Only at
I think the only bright side right now is that for Louvre is that they have Hylos and Akai, and they're able to take in all the damage while Helkut tries to deal some damage and try to get someone out. But Helkut has been countering Alice pretty well. She can't mess around too much. She can't go in and out as freely as she likes. So I guess Royal Z did a pretty good decision right there to actually stop Alice and instead of Fanny. So to create...
Oh, here we go again, and just like that, popped. We'll manage to turn. That will not save him for very long. But that's managed to escape. Helkut is there.
Whenever Helkut turns on his ult, I get so scared. Like, please not me, please not me. So, I was expecting, I guess, okay, Mystic Burden has a change of plans. They're not split pushing anymore. They're sticking together. Well, of course, they need all the damage they can get, right?
The stun does come through, but no follow-up damage. Alice comes in with the ultimate. Look at how brave the team are in the end. Look at the engage. The knockup does come through. Helkut gets 1 kill in the end, but Natalia is right there. The smoke being put down means that everybody's in such huge damage. The double kill comes out, and I believe that is a wipe. Yes, that is a wipe. And the next wave that's coming in, that will be it.
God.
Mystic Burden will get the kill. So Louvre, unfortunately, unable to find a single game. Both games will go over to Mystic Burden, and quite in a strong, convincing fashion as well.
I think Louvre really needs to look at their lineup. And I mean, Helkut is a great pick, but you know, then again, you need to relook at the composition of the team.
Yeah.
You know, you can't depend on Helkut alone to, you know, deal all the damage, and it's such a difficult position.
I guess the confusing part is, how does Argus fit into this composition? I think that's the weirdest pick that's there, because as much as Helkut is that iffy, we're not really sure if that, you know, Helkut's gonna work. The Argus has been played multiple times by Louvre to not very good success.
I think the one that actually confused me is that, okay, you have Akai and then you have Hylos and then we go with Argus. why do you need so many tanks and you're not having enough damage? And
well, I mean, that's something that's going to be learning, and I mean, Angel's been in the comments here watching it as well, and she's saying that she will go to a talk, go back to her team and talk about drafting. I must congratulate both teams for putting up a good fight. There's lots of talking points showing, and we did see the very first, Angela game that's there. We did see, Argus games. We did see Hellcat there as well. So lots of different playstyles coming in. This is the highlights of Game 2.
And Zorn in this game was just unstoppable together with Natalia. I mean, the backup from Louvre is great, but then again, their composition just really questionable. I think if they had another pick and not Akai, they would have done much better. And we can see right here, Louvre is just getting wiped, and there's really nothing much you can do. I mean, there's only so much you can have, you can achieve with so many tanks, but it's pointless when you don't have the damage. So I guess, Louvre has great potential. They are great players.
I would say, as much as we talked about the draft and, a little bit unconventional that's there, I think the execution of it as well is a little bit I think your wave control within lanes isn't really strong and hasn't really been shown that they can execute that well, because even if you're not looking for team fights, if you're losing the team fights that's there, your fundamentals should be very strong, which is lane control and presence. EXP and goal control is there as well, and I don't think so that's something we have seen. This Louvre team looks like how they were in the earlier weeks and not like how they had adapted in the previous games, like for instance with Falcon 7.
Well, yeah, a lot of very confident Lord kills from Mystic Burden. I mean, why not, right? So Ruby has been doing her job pretty well. Ruby by Nanas. I would say
strong
Nanas
play.
is very on point, and it helps.
A little bit difficult for them. Thank you so much, Bantio, for staying with us throughout the stream. That's there. It's been good having you.
Oh, nice.
That's there, yeah.
Join us again tomorrow.
Indeed, so tomorrow it will still be the both of us, because people are, being nice and saying nice goodbyes in chat. I think the chat has been quite nice today.
Hey, everyone is nice, right? I mean, let's keep the positive attitude, the positive gaming mentality.
This is the assassination that goes through in the end, wiping them out. In the end, that's 3 members that's over there, and still the chase goes on. The huge amounts of damage that's being poured out there, very scary to deal with.
Exactly. I think if they switched Hylos with another damage dealer, probably a Hilda or a Belmont, it would have been much more beneficial. And, from this fight we can see, it's such a massive thing. So I would say if Zon is around, no Fanny. Just ban the Fanny. I would ban Fanny anytime over Angela.
Well, that's why Fanny is the highest ban
what
of the whole
were you
tournament.
thinking, Louvre? You should have gotten, just let the Angela be there, but no Fanny.
Oh, well. That concludes the games of today. So we saw 2 matches today, and both of them were 2-0s.
I think today's game, it's quite eye-opening actually. We have teams who try to go with the traditional lineup. We have teams who try to put up some new stuff for us to see, and Angela, of course. So.
And Angela was there. I expect more Angela games coming up with the rest of the week. Tomorrow we have studio matches that's going to be here, so we're going to see more action, and it's going to be IDNS SG tomorrow. Really strong team going up against Tyrants. So these are some of the top teams that are going up in the very first match, and then we're going to see Mysterious Assassins 3
and Falcon 7.
And going up with Falcon 7, and that's going to be the studio match that we're going to see. So MYA3 have been really, and come back tomorrow bright and early. That's there.
So I think IDNS and Tyrants will be quite a tight match. I am actually liking how Tyrants is, actually just doing so much better. Then again, none of this would have happened without our legend sponsor.
None of MPL will not be possible without our legendary sponsor, your first AI phone, the Honor View 10, that's right, and our partners in esports, Armageddon and GoPro. And not to forget, all of you guys, the viewers out there, you know, they have been contributing, although some of you may want some codes and have been struggling to get codes that's there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for, you know, interacting with us. That's my name is Sudo, and this lovely, lovely lady next to me is Peachism. Do follow us for more content that's over there. And we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Peaches, any last thoughts? Any messages for people out there?
I don't know. Should I wear a cheongsam tomorrow?
Ooh, I think that's a good idea. We have a few shout-outs to mention that's there. Dilha Hish. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, and thank
Hello.
you. You know, Haji Ashraf also says that commentators are so friendly and give us a flying kiss. Thank you so much. Do stay tuned tomorrow. But for now, see you guys. Have a good night.
Good night.
Wow, look at the amount of damage. Now he's going to be the target of focus. Double kill for the side. Idea and SSG. Mystic Burden. What is this? Being the tyrants as they are, Louvre did manage to pick up a valiant fight. Saiyan going Super Saiyan mode.